Title: My ex-fiancée demands my help while I'm thriving. Emma confessed to Daniel that she didn't love him. Instead, she was in love with his brother, Thomas. She admitted that she only got close to Daniel to be near Thomas and apologized for everything. After 5 years, I'm beginning to feel that strong urge to start dating again. Hi, everybody. We're back with another subscriber story. If you want to share your own story, whether it's funny, inspirational, or a lesson learned, please submit it to Lessons from Life. Whether you've overcome challenges, achieved success, or simply want to give advice, your story can help someone out there. Even if it touches just one person, you've made a difference. This particular story comes from someone seeking our opinions on his situation. You've read the title, so let's dive right in. Hi, Lessons from Life. I'm writing to share an incident involving my friend Daniel, 28 years old. He was engaged to his ex-fiancée, Emma, 26 years old. Everything was going smoothly until their wedding day. At the altar, Emma didn't show up. Instead, she left a note with her mother, confessing that she didn't love Daniel. She was actually in love with his brother, Thomas. She mentioned that she only got close to Daniel to be near Thomas and apologized, saying the usual cliches. Daniel was humiliated in front of everyone, his professors, boss, and even us, his friends. He didn't respond to our calls or messages for 3 weeks. Daniel and I are colleagues, and in all the time I've known him, I've never seen him like this. We tried to lift his spirits by taking him out to bars and on drives, hoping to ease his depression. After a few months, he started to move on. Meanwhile, his brother and Emma got married and now have 5 children. But Daniel still holds resentment and a grudge against them. He hasn't forgiven them, and they seize every opportunity to try to reconcile with him. His family often taunts him, saying he's being immature and needs to let it go since it happened years ago. 2 years later, Daniel married his current wife, Sophia. She's a manager at a reputable company, and Daniel is also in a great position. Sophia's family is wealthy and supportive of him. Thomas had started a business venture, but it quickly went downhill. He became bankrupt and got entangled with several banks. Now, things have taken an entitled turn. Emma and Thomas, through his parents, are demanding that Daniel take care of their 5 children and fulfill his role as a brother. They claim their kids are hungry and his parents and relatives are pressuring him, saying, "He's your brother." We know they did something unforgivable, but what does that have to do with their kids? Take responsibility as a brother. Sophia didn't take this well. She said it's none of their business, especially since they're expecting their own baby soon, and told his family to mind their own affairs. The following day, Daniel's phone was bombarded with calls. He knew what it was about. It was Emma pleading with him to look after her kids. Daniel told her, "They're your responsibility, your kids, your burden, not mine," and hung up. After this incident, Daniel's family became hostile towards him. He wasn't invited to family gatherings like Thanksgiving or New Year's, but his wife stood by him, and they're enjoying their life together. Sophia is someone who never gives up. No wonder she's now on the executive board. Daniel deserves someone like her. At least, he's happy with her. As for Thomas and Emma, they're living in poor conditions. She works day-to-day shifts, and Thomas drinks every day. 3 of their kids are living with Daniel's parents. Personally, I feel sorry for Thomas and Emma, and every relative of Daniel's has disowned him for not accepting his brother's request. The reason I'm writing is to get your opinion. What would you have done if you were in Daniel's shoes? Let me share my thoughts. If I were engaged to someone who left me at the altar for my own brother, it would be incredibly painful. The fact that Emma only got close to Daniel to be near Thomas is a massive betrayal. Then, years later, they have the audacity to ask for his help because they're struggling. It's unbelievable. I completely understand why Daniel refuses to help them. They made their choices, and now they have to live with the consequences. The family pressuring him is unfair, especially considering how they betrayed him. They're only pushing him because Daniel and Sophia are financially well off. If I were in his position, I would do exactly what he's doing. I wouldn't feel obligated to help them, especially after such a betrayal. If the family wants to disown him over this, so be it. Daniel has moved on and built a new life for himself. What about you all? What would you do in Daniel's situation? Would you help your brother and ex-fiancé's kids? Would you be upset if your family disowned you over it? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now let's move on to another email from someone seeking advice. Subject: Need advice, high lessons from life. You're creating motivational, inspirational, and insightful content for all of us. Thank you. I don't have a story, but would like to ask for some advice. I've been divorced from my ex-wife for over 5 years. I still watch your videos about cheating, moving on, and improving your life, and I continue to focus on those aspects. However, after 5 years, I'm starting to feel the urge to date again. Even though I try to keep myself busy with hobbies and friends, I find myself wanting companionship. The problem is, where I live, people are very cliquish. Unless you went to their high school, married someone from here, or know someone locally, they won't engage in meaningful conversations. It's usually just bye. It's frustrating. Whether I go to coffee shops, churches, or bars, it's the same story. The last time I tried to strike up a conversation at a bar, a woman gave me a dirty look and ridiculed me to her friends because I'm an older gentleman. They called me grandpa. It stung, even though I tried to brush it off. My question is, I'm doing my best to stay single and keep busy, but how does one build the endurance to ignore your natural desires and keep focusing on being your best self? After 5 years, it's really starting to get to me. Thank you, a loyal subscriber. Here's my take on your situation. Firstly, it's completely natural to have these feelings. Wanting companionship is a fundamental human desire. Focusing on yourself doesn't mean you have to ignore your personal needs entirely. It's about balance and understanding what's best for you. Since you found it challenging to connect with people in your area, perhaps it's time to try something different. Maybe consider traveling to nearby cities or towns where the social scene is more welcoming. Engaging in activities or hobbies that you're passionate about can also lead you to like-minded individuals. Networking events, classes, or groups centered around your interests can be great places to meet new people. Not only will you be doing something you enjoy, but you'll also have the opportunity to connect with others who share your passions. Remember, rejection or unkindness from others says more about them than it does about you. Don't let a few negative experiences deter you from seeking happiness. Keep putting yourself out there in environments that align with your interests and values. To everyone else reading, what advice would you offer? What do you think you could do differently? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you have a story or need advice, feel free to send it to Lessons from Life. Looking forward to hearing from you.